The year is 1890. Across the American plains, a whisper spreads, a song, a dance, a promise. The white man will vanish, the buffalo will return, and our ancestors will rise again. It was called the Ghost Dance. To its believers, it was the final hope for a dying people. To the United States government, it was a threat that had to be destroyed. This is the story of how faith, fear, and misunderstanding led to one of the most tragic massacres in American history, the Ghost Dance movement. By the late 19th century, Native American life was collapsing. The great buffalo herds, the lifeblood of the Plains tribes, were nearly extinct. Lands promised by treaty were stolen or divided. Children were taken from their families and forced into boarding schools, stripped of language, culture, and their identity. Hunger, disease, and despair became everyday realities. For many tribes, it felt as though the world itself was ending. And then, a vision came. In 1889, in Nevada, a Powhite man named Wovoka, also known as Jack Wilson, claimed to have died during a solar eclipse. In his vision, he met God, who showed him a beautiful world without sickness, war, or death. The Creator told him that if Native people lived in peace and performed a sacred dance, the dead would rise again, the buffalo would return, and their land would be restored. Wovoka called it the Ghost Dance. It spread like wildfire across the plains, from the Powhite to the Lakota Sioux, the Arapaho, the Cheyenne, and beyond. For the first time in decades, hope returned. Villages came alive with song and rhythm. Men, women, and children danced in circles for days, singing of the world reborn. They wore ghost shirts, believed to be blessed with spiritual power, able to stop bullets. The dance was peaceful, a prayer through motion, but the U.S. government saw something very different. To white settlers and Indian agents, thousands of warriors dancing together looked like an uprising. The army was called in. Panic swept the frontier. Newspapers screamed of a ghost dance rebellion. Tribal leaders like Sitting Bull, who supported the movement, were seen as threats. On December 15th, 1890, reservation police surrounded Sitting Bull's cabin. A scuffle broke out, and the great Sioux leader was shot dead. His followers fled to seek refuge with Chief Bigfoot's band of Miniconjo Lakota, who began moving south towards Pine Ridge. They never made it. On the morning of December 29th, 1890, the 7th U.S. Cavalry surrounded Bigfoot's camp at Wounded Knee Creek. The soldiers ordered the Lakota to surrender their weapons. In the confusion, a single shot rang out. The soldiers opened fire. Hotchkiss guns, small cannons, tore through the camp. When the smoke cleared, more than 250 Lakota men, women, and children were dead. The soldiers received medals for their actions. The Ghost Dance, the dream of a world restored, was over. The Ghost Dance was not a rebellion. It was a prayer, a desperate plea for peace, dignity, and survival. Yet fear and misunderstanding turned that prayer into bloodshed. The massacre at Wounded Knee marked the end of the Indian Wars and the beginning of a new era of loss and silence. But the Ghost Dance never truly died. Its songs still echo across the plains, reminders of a people who dreamed of the world made whole again. History remembers it as a tragedy, but to the spirits of those who danced, it was a promise that someday the world would return to balance. This was the Ghost Dance.